'69 and the future of two teams hinged on a coin flip.
The coin has come up tails.
This is the 1969 NBA draft. The Milwaukee Bucks have just won the coin toss and have been awarded the number one draft pick. Little do they know this would change their franchise forever. The year was 1968, and the NBA had just added two new expansion teams to the league, the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks. The NBA at this point was receiving a massive increase in popularity, with ticket sales and TV viewership rising. This led to businessmen all across America wanting an NBA team in their home city, and luckily for Milwaukee, two Wisconsin entrepreneurs were willing to make that happen. On the 22nd of January 1968, two company owners, Wesley Pavlon and Marvin Fishman, would pay the entry fee, and the NBA awarded Milwaukee with the next team. A fan vote was held to decide on a name, and despite the Milwaukee Robins winning by a vast majority, the two owners decided to settle on the Milwaukee Bucks, named after the state of Wisconsin's national animal, the white-tailed deer. The Bucks' first season in the NBA was disappointing, finishing bottom last in the Eastern Conference. However, their luck was about to take a dramatic turn.
At this time, it's my pleasure to present to you a familiar face to all of you here in the Los Angeles area, Mr. Lou Alcindor from UCLA. Lou, come up here.
As mentioned earlier on, the Milwaukee Bucks won the 1969 NBA draft lottery, meaning they had the rights to the number one pick in the draft. With this pick, they selected Lou Alcindor, who would later go on to change his name to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from UCLA, one of the NBA's most decorated players of all time. Kareem would soon prove his worth as a number one pick, taking the Bucks from a low-table Eastern Conference team to NBA title contenders in just the span of under 3 years. Fast forward to the 1971 season, and the Bucks had built a super team around Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. With the recent addition of veteran guard Oscar Robertson, the Bucks soon found themselves in an NBA final in 1971. This was everything they had dreamed of.
Three off the rim, Kelly gets it back, 2-1, he hits it, it's over! It's over! The Milwaukee Bucks are champions of the world! The Milwaukee Bucks are the world champions!
The Bucks had done the impossible. They'd achieved what every player, coach, owner and fan wanted their team to do: win the NBA title. And they had done so in the span of 3 years, only just being founded in 1968. They were on top of the basketball and sporting worlds for now. In 1975, the Bucks had established themselves as one of the NBA's top contenders and a title contender most years. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was coming on the back of 3 consecutive MVPs and was considered to be the best player in the league. But, as they say in the Lego movie, nothing built can last forever. As time went on, it was clear that the Bucks were dwindling from their former selves. Oscar Robertson was showing his age and was averaging less and less until his eventual retirement at the start of the 1975 season, and it was clear Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wasn't happy. This would result in him requesting a trade to a bigger team in the end of the 1975 season. Kareem would famously go on to join the Los Angeles Lakers and further establish himself as one of the NBA's greatest players ever, who is still talked about to this day.
It's Dylan Rushbrook, and my favourite basketball team is the Milwaukee Bucks. As a Bucks fan, the team means a lot to me, as it is something I'm really passionate about. I just love them as a whole team.
The time between Kareem Abdul-Jabbar leaving and the present day was not a good time to be a Milwaukee Bucks fan. Sure, they had some good players such as Sidney Moncrief in the 1980s, and Ray Allen famously led a team to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2001, but they could never get past that hurdle. Years of finishing outside the playoffs or early round exits plagued the Bucks. They needed a miracle. They needed a player like Kareem, a young, raw talent who would take them to the next level. And what do you know? It happened.
With the 15th pick in the 2013 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Giannis Antetokounmpo from Athens.
In the 2013 NBA draft, the Milwaukee Bucks selected unknown talent Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece. Having not played in college in America, little was known about him. Many thought it was a huge gamble at the time taking Giannis, and question marks were raised after his first season. He clearly hadn't got the physicality to play in the NBA. The Bucks, however, still showed faith in Giannis, hoping he would be the franchise player to lead them to the promised land again. After the 2013-14 season, the Bucks went all in on turning Giannis into the player they wanted him to be. He was constantly in the gym working out and practicing his jumper shot and his defense. The head coach of the Bucks at the time even said there was something he saw in Giannis which he had never seen in another player. When the 2013-14 off-season was over, Giannis was ready to compete. And compete he did.
Nice D-line quickness, drives to the basket, rejected by Giannis, pushing it, finding Giannis,
and Middleton each scored 20 or more. And a turnover. James powers to the basket, blocked by Antetokounmpo!
In just a single off-season, Giannis Antetokounmpo turned into one of the best players in the league and arguably the greatest Milwaukee Buck to ever don the jersey. In just a span until 2021, he won 2 Defensive Player of the Years, 2 MVPs, 1 Most Improved Player of the Year, and most important of all, an NBA title.
Shot won't go, Tucker the rebound, and that'll do it. It's over. The Bucks have done it. The long wait has ended after a half-century.
Giannis had done it. He had broken the Bucks' curse and won their first title in over 50 years. But in doing so, he also brought something much bigger. He had single-handedly brought global attention to the Milwaukee Bucks.
For the landscape of the league, it showed that any team can win. Even if just looking 5 years ago, it was all Warriors, Cavaliers, just Steph Curry, LeBron. It was the same thing every year. Maybe the occasional Spurs championship. But it really showed that any team can win.
Chris Middleton, bring that trophy on up here.
The Bucks win maybe another title, maybe even 2.
Definitely. I think we are a couple good players away from being a championship contender.
One of the greatest nights in Milwaukee sports history ends in a coronation. And the brilliance of the young man from Athens.